Hi, Flosstube. It's your girl Alexis, coming back for Flosstube number 6. I still have my fingers. So I'm coming to you guys today really late. It is, hold on, I'm not giving Michigan time again. 6:51 Colorado time. So that's 8:51 Eastern time, and I think 7:51 back towards California. And I am in my pajamas. Well, it doesn't look like I'm in my pajamas, but this is my pajama shirt. And then my cardigan is because of cold, because my craft room gets cold. So I decided to come on Flosstube late at night and film. I'm not doing anything, so why not film? My plan was to film earlier today, but of course my ADHD got ahead of me, and I thought I could do 101 things in like 12 hours. I was like, honey, I want to get up, take the dogs to the dog park. I want to go buy a Christmas tree. I want to put up Christmas decorations. I want to film a Flosstube. I want to make dinner. You know what happened? We went to the dog park and I'm filming a Flosstube. That's it. That's all I got. Because by the time I got up really early. I got up at like 7:30 in the morning and took the puppies to the dog park. But by the time I got home, they were rambunctious. By the time I got home, I was like, I'm going to stitch. I'm going to make breakfast. And that was literally all I did all day. So, I'm coming to you showered, ready for pajamas. I put on some earrings. I put on my cardigan because it's cold. That's why you got this like double pink ensemble here. And I threw on some mascara to film. And of course, I've got a glass of wine this evening. And, oh, look at my wine glass. My best friend made this wine glass for me. It says Buzzed and then my name. She made it with her Cricut. And then she did like a bunch of glitter detail. So, I think she was trying to make this glitter would stay on like in the wash or like in the dishwasher, but it doesn't. So I have to hand wash this. But I don't mind because it's my favorite glass. And it used to have like a bumblebee on the bottom of it because it's like Buzz with the little bees. Shout out to Ruby for making that for me. And yeah, it's one of my favorite wine glasses. So we got a glass of wine. We've got, I don't know, stitching to talk about, life updates. I don't have many life updates. I have some. So, okay. So 2 things. I am going to be decorating for Christmas soon because I've been wanting to do that. Let's see. Oh, Kia hurt her knee. Hot mess, little wife of mine. Yeah. So I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned this, but Kia is a cancer survivor. 8 years, going on 9 years remission this April. And so she, ever since like her cancer treatment, we thought like her knees, so she always had knee pain. We always thought her knees were like always hurting because of like the chemotherapy. So like for years we've been trying to find like pain management for her knees. And so today she was like, well actually recently she went to the, not today, but let me get back to my story. Recently she went to the, finally went to the, is it orthopedic doctor? Yeah, to actually get her knees checked because Kia hates going to the doctor. And they told her basically that she had loose ligaments. And I was like, I married Gumby. It's official, I married Gumby. And, which is an inside joke between us, so nobody be upset. It's a joke. She will find this funny. And so all this time we thought she just like had residual knee pain from the chemo. Come to find out is that she had some kind of rare loose ligaments like disorder. She was born with it. So like today she decided that she was going to bend down and put the puppies a harness on or something, and she popped her whole knee out of place. And so we laid low because Keo has like one good knee right now. So send Kia good vibes because she needs it. She's in the living room sulking because she wants to like clean the kitty litter. I don't know, all of a sudden she wants to like clean the whole entire house. And I'm like, honey, just relax. It's okay to relax. It's okay to like stay off your feet. It's fine. She goes, but I want to help. And I'm like, it's okay. I got it. I got you, girl. You're down. You're down for the count. I got you. And so she's just been hanging out the house. That's what we did today. Just hang out the house and eat and cross stitch and sleep. So this has been a lazy Saturday. I thought it was going to be a productive Saturday. Ended up being lazy. But other than that, I think that's it. Oh, we don't have any plans for Thanksgiving this year. All of my friends are either going to other people's homes for Thanksgiving or going out of town. So we decided that we're not going to do anything for Thanksgiving this year. We're going to just like keep it me and Kia. I might make like a turkey breast and some mac and cheese. I'm really good at mac and cheese. It's like my specialty. Everywhere I go, like to friend's house, they always ask me to bring mac and cheese because it's my thing. It's my thing. I love making mac and cheese because I love eating mac and cheese. So there you go. But let's get into some stitchy stuff. I don't have much. I feel like I don't have much, but I am probably lying because it's still like I'm looking at my craft table right here and I'm like, still a lot, right? It's still a lot. So let's get into two things. I have a finish. It's not fully finished. And then I have a finish that's not necessarily cross stitch, but it's like, could be used for cross stitchers, right? It's like something I found on the internet, and I was like, oh, I want to learn how to make that, because I have a sewing machine. My wife bought me an upgraded sewing machine for, was it my birthday? I think it was my birthday in August. So I've been like really trying to go ham on these like special projects, because my first sewing machine was like really basic and it can only do like 4 stitches, and this sewing machine can do like a whole bunch more stuff. So let me show you my non-cross stitch finish that's cross stitch related. You guys ready? You ready? Okay, look. Okay, you're probably wondering, like, what the heck is that, girl? What is it? It's a bowl. It's a fabric bowl. And I watched a YouTube tutorial. It was like online for free, and it taught you how to make a fabric bowl. Let me get real close to you guys. My sewing isn't that great. It's my very first one I made. So I was a little bit rushing it, and I was trying to get it finished, and I was trying to sew buttons on. So it's not perfect, but I think I'm gonna try to master making a few more of these because they're really cute. So I've been using that to hold my orts. And orts are an acronym for old ready threads, which is like little pieces you cut off of your thread when you're done stitching. Just for anybody who doesn't necessarily know what orts means. But yeah, how cute is it? Am I losing words? No. Yeah, they're staying there pretty well. I mean, I wouldn't like turn it upside down, but yeah. Staying there really well, and like when you're like, if you want to put it in a project bag, you can just literally squish it and fold it and like slide it in your project bag, you know, like, or like, I don't know, squish it downwards. You could do anything with it. It's really cute. Like, it's just a cute, tiny little fabric bowl. I'm like, oh, this is adorbs. I'm gonna keep making them. I'm gonna try to perfect it so it's not so janky. But yeah, how cute is that? I'm like really feeling it. Yeah, it's cute. So inside fabric, it's kind of hard with my lighting because I have my cross stitch light right here to help with my lighting, because I'm in my craft room, and you guys know my craft room lighting is janky. So I'm trying here. And yeah, if you can kind of see it, this fabric and the outside. So originally I was trying to make this the inside fabric and this the outside fabric. But when you sew it, you have to sew it so that the outside fabric is inside, because you basically turn it inside out to make this like bowl shape. And I was like, oh, well, if I hadn't known that ahead of time, I would have paid attention, but I didn't. So, but I thought it was cute anyway. Oh, sorry, I'm bumping stuff. I thought it was cute anyway. It'll do. It works. So I'm gonna do a few more. I bought some more fabrics, more like fat quarters, to try to get. I could probably get 2 out of a fat quarter, because this size is 9 by 9. Like, you need a 9 by 9 square piece of fabric. You need 2 pieces, like one for the inside and one for the outside. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, because then what is a fat quarter, like 18 inches by something. So you could definitely get 2 out of a fat quarter. Yeah, it's really cute. So that's my non-cross stitch finish. And I love it. Super cute. Let me know if you guys want one. I'm making them. I have tons of fabric. I mean, not many people want a bowl, but if you're interested, let a girl know. And then my cross stitch finish is this little guy. So I have been on a little pillow kick. Okay, I am all ready to make all these tiny little pillows for my Christmas decorations for the holidays. Let me show you guys. This is super cute. It says Merry Mary. That's kind of hard with the lighting, but oh, there we go. It's a little better. And it is a pattern by, let's see, Country Cottage Needleworks. Country Cottage Needleworks. I think it's Country Cottage Needleworks. I'll show you. Pretty sure it's Country Cottage Needleworks. I should have pulled this out ahead of time, but I didn't. Sorry. Country Cottage Needleworks. And it's called Merry Mary. And I had picked this up from 123 Stitch just recently, and I think I'm gonna finish it just similar to the picture. I think it's really cute. But instead of making it an ornament, I'm gonna just make it a pillow like that, and to prop it up. So this actually, so finish, right? Let me one more time for the people in the back. Super cute. I ordered this, so the pattern didn't come with this little button. I actually had to order that button separate. It's a Jabco button, and I have the number for it if anybody's interested. But super cute. And then, so let me go to what I was going to say next before my brain turns to mush on a Saturday night and it all just falls apart. Okay, so I have not done a giveaway on my channel yet. I don't know why. I think I was waiting to get to a certain amount of subscribers, or I don't know, maybe I was just nervous to do a giveaway because I've never done a giveaway. But I decided that I actually want to do a giveaway. Not because I reached a subscriber milestone, but more because I want to spread some holiday happiness, some kindness, put some stitchy kindness out there in the world, because I have received a lot of stitchy kindness lately and a lot of like outpouring of like support and like just community and all that stuff. And I'm already almost like almost 700 subscribers. I think like 670 I think I'm at, which is like, what? Like I seriously, like, I cannot believe that many people have subscribed to my channel and watch my videos. Like, who wants to watch this? I'm just like, mess. I tell myself all the time, like, girl, you barely want to hang out with yourself, let alone 700 people. Like, wow. So I want to first thank all of my previous subscribers, even though I've only been doing this like a month and a half, 2 months. Thank you guys for coming back and watching all the time. I see like a lot of repeating people on my like comments, so that's really nice to get to know you guys and talk to you guys on a daily basis. And also a lot of people have actually reached out to me via DM. I love Instagram, so I'm always on Instagram. If you guys ever want to get a hold of me, just slide in my DMs, because I probably will respond pretty quickly, because my little fingers is on Instagram all day long. I like to watch what other people are posting because I like to buy things, and usually I am, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, enabled. I'm enabled like all day long on Instagram. So I tend to be on Instagram all day long, so I could keep getting enabled to keep buying, to keep kidding. So you can find me, my point was, you can find me on Instagram if you want to get a hold of me. But I want to give away this little pattern. So I finished it in like 3 days, and I probably would have finished it faster, but I was trying to like work on other things and be an adult and like go to work and, you know, feed my dogs. Oh, speaking, did I show you guys what my shirt said? The shirt says, I work hard so my dog can have a better life. It's literally my favorite pajama shirt. I like, every time you FaceTime, if you FaceTime me and I'm wearing this pajama shirt and I'm like, you're like, hey girl, what you doing? I'm like, look at my shirt. Look at my shirt. Look at my shirt. Look what my shirt says. And they're like, you showed it to me last time. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's one of my favorite shirts. I work hard so my dogs can have a better life. That is facts. But I want to give this away. So I want to do a giveaway for this. Not only do I want to give away this little pattern, I also want to give away the 3 colors that I used for this pattern. So this pattern calls for 3 different like over dyes that I did not have. So I did a conversion just to 3 colors that I did have in my collection. And they're just calls for a red, a green, a brown, and a white. And the white I just used with B5200. So if you guys, whoever wins this, all you need is a skein of white. But I want to send the winner, or the winner of the giveaway, the pattern. Let me pull my little board up. And the 3 over dyes that I use for the pattern. So we have Weeks Dye Works Turkish Red. We have Classic Colorworks Spinach. And then we have Classic Colorworks Almost Auburn. Is that how you say it? Auburn. And those are the 3 colors I use, and plus the DMC white. That's all you need. And then I also want to send a piece of the fabric that I use. So I used, hold on, let me find it. I used a small piece of this 18 count Fiberlicious Yummy Fiber fabric from, Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. It's called Aloe of My Heart. And I thought it was a really good color because if you can see in the pattern, it's like a soft green. Sorry, that's hard, my lady. Yeah, soft green, but I didn't have that exact fabric, and I didn't have it in an even weave or a linen, so I was like, I just have a piece of 18 count 8 I think will work out. So I want to give this away. So the winner of this giveaway will not only receive the pattern, which is this, the 3 fancy over dye flosses, and I will cut them a piece of this 18 count Aida if you're interested in that to stitch it on. If not, totally cool. I get it. Not everybody likes Aida. Not everybody likes Aida. But this is such a really nice Aida, so let me know. So I haven't thought, so let me think of the word. Okay, so the word that we're going to put in the comments to win this, and mind you, it'll be international and US, so anybody can enter. I'll send it anywhere in the world. I think only places I can't send it to are like Australia and New Zealand. I'm sorry if you live in Australia or New Zealand or any other country that the United States is currently not shipping to because of I actually really don't have a clue why they're not shipping to those places. But if you're living in one of those countries where the U.S. is not shipping, then I won't be able to send it to you. If you still want to enter and you're like, hey, I still want to enter when the U.S. does open up shipping again, I will hold on to it and just ship it to you when the U.S. allows those shippings back to those countries. But yeah, so the only thing I won't be sending is this button because I didn't have an extra one. I only ordered one, but the pattern does have a snowflake that you can stitch there if you don't have the button. So still be really cute. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna say for this giveaway, let's just use the word kindness. Let's just use the word kindness because I don't want it to be like holiday specific, right? Because not everybody celebrates Christmas, not everybody celebrates holidays. So let's use the word kindness. Put kindness in the sentence below. Yeah, kindness. Put the word kindness in a sentence below in the comments, and I will use the YouTube random picker in my next video. So 2 weeks from this video to pick the winner. I think that's how it goes, right? Is that how this goes? Okay. And there's a couple of rules that I need to go over too because I heard there's rules. Be 18. Be a subscriber, like the video, and don't use words like giveaway, free, gift, contest, or anything that will bring the trolls because the trolls are out there and I don't got time for trolls. So yeah, comment the word kindness in the comments below to enter to win the giveaway. This is so much fun. I feel like this is awesome. Okay, I feel cool. Even though I don't know why. I just feel really fun. This is really fun. Okay, so yes, that's my very first giveaway on my channel. And I will ship that out in 2 weeks once I pick the winner. And yeah, good luck. Yay. Okay, so let's go into... What should I go into next? Oh my gosh, I have a lot. Oh, let's do new start because I have one new start. And then we'll go into whips. And then we'll go into haul. Yeah, and then that'll be it. So I have a piece of Stitch of Kindness too. So we'll go into whips, haul, and a piece of Stitch of Kindness because I have to do something really nice. Oh, and plans. Can't forget plans. Okay, let me take a sip of wine because I gotta think about. Okay, what did I say I was gonna get into? Oh, yeah, new starts. Okay, so I only had technically one new start. So as you guys know, Betsy, which is Betsy Klager on Instagram and on Flosstube, that's Betsy Klager. She had a birthday on Friday, this past Friday, which was the 19th, and she turned 60. Go ahead, Betsy, go ahead. And she wanted to start a birthday style for her birthday, and it was a pattern by Blackbird Designs. I got it. No extra S's this time. And it's this cute pattern here called Little Birds. And she asked, so I wasn't originally going to stitch this pattern, but there was something that transpired in my last video. Go back and watch my last video. And well, maybe, okay, you know what, Betsy, you're right. I'm going to stitch this. So I bought the pattern. It came in. I ordered this from Sherry at Colorado Cross Stitcher. Wow. That was a tongue twister. That was a tongue twister. And I haven't even had, like, one sip of wine. So it's definitely not the alcohol. All right. Colorado Cross Stitcher, Sherry. I ordered this from her shop. I ordered it online, and I got it in literally like 2 days. I think I ordered it on a Saturday, and it was here on a Tuesday. Yeah, like Tuesday. So here's that pattern, and then I also ordered all of the overdyed flosses from Sherry's store as well for the pattern, and then you guys are gonna be so proud of your girl. Okay, so you guys remember how I told you I don't stitch on linen? So let me just say this. I don't necessarily stitch on linen, but I'm coming to the point where I'm not opposed to stitching on linen. Like, okay, I'll give it a try. But I have found that I really enjoy 40 count linen. What? Who am I? Who am I? You guys tell me who I am because I don't even know. Seriously, so I had ordered a piece of linen, or a piece of fabric from Brandy at Be Stitch Me, and I asked for I asked her to do a custom piece for this pattern for me because I didn't want to stitch on linen, and I wanted 40 count, right? And Brandy does 40 count Verdal. So I said, hey, Brandy, can you do me a custom, like, would you be able to get me a custom piece of like 40 count for doll? Do you have anything laying around? And she was like, yeah, I should be able to whip something up for you. So she did. And when it got here, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, but it just wasn't the right color. I think it's hard for, right color. It's hard for you guys to see because we're in this room with all this lighting, but let me see if I can get this board. Don't mind my janky black board that my wife found in the shed for me. It's more of like a pinky, pink color. There it goes. And the pattern is like grungy, you see? So I was like, yeah, it's just not the right one. But actually this works out because this fabric, no fabric goes to waste in this home, will actually work perfectly for my Moonlight sampler by the Blue Flower. The original fabric I was going to use for that, which was that 32 count Picture This Plus memory, is actually a bit too small. So I had to like find something new, and I was going to order something else, but honestly, this will work perfectly. It's kind of hard. The lighting's not great in here, but it's a pinky, purpley, like tone color fabric. So I'm going to use this in my Moonlight sampler instead. So that left me with a dilemma. I was like, oh goodness. So I'm supposed to be starting this like ASAP. So I was like, where am I going to get fabric? So I went to my local Lena workshop and I picked up a piece of, this is a 40 count linen, and it's called Toasted Almond, and it's by, fabric's by Stephanie, I think it was, or maybe, yeah, fabric by Stephanie, and it's a fat half of fabric, and I started Little Birds. Oh, so cute. I'm actually really enjoying this, and I really am enjoying the 40 count linen. Like, honestly, every stitch has been enjoyable so far. Like, I can see it's fine. There's no like major slubs in this linen. This is actually really good linen, and like I like that the holes in the linen are really tight. They're not like, I think some of the reason why I was having trouble with linen before was the holes and the cheap, I think it was just cheap linen, right? Like I don't know where I was getting these random pieces of cheap linen, or was I just buying it, like, I don't know. I guess I didn't take a thought into linen. Like I just thought it was like Aida. I mean, but there is different brands of Aida, and some Aidas are worse than others, but I guess I just didn't, like, that didn't play in my mind when I like would try linen. So I think the linen I was just using had a really loose weave, and that's why I wasn't liking the linen that I was trying, because I felt like my tension wasn't right. I was pulling too tight. Like my X's would look really small or off, or be counted off. Like my actual counting would be off because the linen holes, I couldn't see that little tiny little hole that technically would be the third one, right? Because the linen's all uneven. So I would go to the next one by accident and throw the whole thing off. So yeah, point is that this one is really good. It's really tight weave. I can see it. It's almost like it's almost stitching like an even weave to me, and I'm surprised by that. I'm enjoying it. So yes, 40 count linen in the color Toasted Almond, and I got to start on that. So cute. I'm actually really enjoying. I don't want to put this down actually, and I was low key talking crap because I'm like, this is not necessarily my type of sampler or my type of stitching. I'm not opposed to anything like this. Like, sure, it's fine. I mean, it's fine with me. But like, I would not have picked this up for myself. Like, just shopping, no, I wouldn't pick it up for myself. So the fact that Betsy is like wanting to do this one for her birthday, and I'm actually enjoying it, makes me think that I should be more open to like trying different things, right? Like I'm not like a specific stitcher. I don't have like a specific type of thing to stitch, but I guess when I see like things like this, I would shy away from it and be like, meh, it's not really my thing. But maybe going forward, if I see something like this, then maybe I will start trying to pick them up, or, you know, find some smaller ones to stitch on that are like this, because I'm actually enjoying it. Who would have known? Shout out to Betsy for picking this pattern and breaking me out of my, like, I don't know, I guess out of my bubble, you know what I mean? Like, it's really good to get out of your bubble. It's good to try new things. It's good to experience new things. It's good to open your horizons and, like, just try new things, right? Because you don't learn, you don't grow if you don't try. That simple. And Betsy got me out here growing. So I'm doing that, and I'm really enjoying it. I think that's what I'm going to stitch on all weekend. You didn't hear that from me. But I think that's what I'm going to stitch on all weekend. So hopefully I get some real good progress on it, because my other 6 whips don't have diddly squat, because I've literally have not been stitching. Like, I've been doing small amounts of stitching on a bunch of different little things, and I'm not making very much progress. but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying like kind of weaving through these whips. Usually I kind of go like a week, 5 days on a project, and it sometimes burns me out because I have so many whips, and I also have ADHD, right? So like my brain starts to think about all the whips that I have, and I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna finish. Oh my god. And then Keto help. She's over here like, you have enough whips to last you a lifetime. And I'm like, no, I don't. And then I think about it like, as slow as I stitch, maybe I do. You know, like maybe I will be here until I'm like 100 stitching, still trying to start like that one L4s. That would be terrible. So I'm trying to remember that it's just a hobby. It's just whips. You work on them as you can, as you feel, and enjoy them when you're enjoying them. If you want to put them down, it's totally fine. If you want to pick them up, it's totally fine. If you want to stitch monogamous, it's fine. If you don't want to stitch at all, it's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. It's just cross stitch, and it's just a hobby to help us keep our sanity, right? It's to help us work through life. And yeah, so I'm going to stop being so hard on myself when it comes to like my whips and how I'm doing them and how organized other people are, because I'm not organized, and that's okay. I'm not organized. So let's get into my whips, because I do have a decent, I think I have a decent amount of haul. I mean, I don't pick out Wikipedia, right? You just want, mum's the word. So let's get into some whips. Okay, so I showed you my new start, and let me show you my whips. Okay, so another Betsy whip I was working on this week was, okay, this was for Betsy's Stupid Tumor style. I was working on a little bit. Oh my god, I cannot talk tonight. Like, just let the words fall out. Elizabeth Adelsey by Hedgegrow. I think it's Hedgegrow Stitching. Yeah, Hedgegrow Stitching. And that's the pattern. And I did my own conversions. I think I went over this with you guys once before, but I did my own conversions for this because I did not have the call for over dies. So this was my very first conversion I did myself. So let me show you those really quick. And I love these colors. Like, I'm still, when I pull this out, I'm like, girl, you killed it. You killed it. Too true. You know, brush your shoulders off. You killed it. So here are the colors that I had chose. It's hard to see them in this light right now because, of course, I get a light in here and now it's too bright. There we go. This blue just gives me life. Anyway, and here is the stitching. So this is what I got done. So last time I stitched on this, or last time I showed everybody this one, I had, let me see. Okay, I had, ooh, backwards. Okay, so I had this section done. I had this section done, this done, and I had this done, and I think I had majority of this green line done. Over the last like 2 weeks, I got all of this done. These two, this whole section. Let me get my board out. Actually, let me get my big board. This whole section of the letters. So, well, that's crooked, girlfriend. There we go. Let me put this up. This is talent. Okay. Yeah. Both of those two top row letters of letters, and this random little U. And that's what I'm stitching. And this is a 28 count even weave in the color Cottage Stone by Color and Cotton. And yeah, I love it. And I'm stitching them the threads 2/2. And yeah, I love stitching. This one's actually a really easy stitch, and that's actually a really relaxing stitch. So I've enjoyed this one. Yeah, I've actually really enjoyed this one. One more look before I put it up. I just love the colors. I did a good job with the colors. I'm loving the greens, how the greens are like really just the prominent color in this one. They're just looking really rich and bright and fun, especially this is 500 by DMC. I just love, I'm like, it literally, it's giving me life. It's giving me life. So I love that. And I'm probably gonna keep working on this one this week. But I don't know, I have 2 starts I want to start, but I'm like, girl, you don't need no more starts. You don't need no more starts. Like, you really should just be like working on whips, right? Like, I have like officially now I think 27 whips. I might even have more, but I need to really work on these whips. I need to get some of these whips down. Okay, and the next one was, so I think we talked about this last time. I had not started on my black sample in November. When was the last time I had a video? Was it in November? Yeah, it must have been November. Today's 20th. Oh yeah, okay, so my last video was like around the 5th. So I had not started black sample in November with Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery. And I think I was struggling with that one, not because so much of the pattern. At first I thought it was the patterns, and I was like, oh, I really want to stitch these patterns, but I'm not sure which one. But then I come to find out it actually wasn't really the patterns, because I'll probably stitch both patterns eventually. It was, I think I was stuck on that orange fabric that I was originally going to stitch it on, which was this one from Color and Cotton, and it's a limited edition. It was like my October fabric of the month. And actually, after thinking about it, I was like, actually, I don't want to stitch it on that. So I think that's what made me not want to start the project, or think about not starting the project, because I was like, I don't want to stitch it on that fabric. And then I was like, I also don't want like 50 monochromatic patterns going, right? Because I didn't, Jacob had announced that his 2022 stitch along was also going to be monochromatic, and I think he said black, and I was like, oh, it's a lot of black for your girl. And then my friend Julie was like, Julie, who's Kansas City girl in Colorado, was like, you don't have to stitch it on black. And I was like, that's facts. So I ended up reevaluating my life, reevaluating my fabric choice, and I finally started something. So I started this pattern. It's an AIO 1844 by Modern Folk Embroidery, because I think the pattern is so cool. I've never seen anything like this. And if you didn't like want to stitch everything, you could really ixnay this top row to have it more like symmetrical, right? Like, how cool is that? And I chose to stitch it on a 16 count Ada by Brandy at Stitch Me, and I think it's called Peony. Yeah, Peony. And this is what I've gotten so far. Sorry, it's wrinkly. Let me get my board. Oh, this little board is coming in handy. Who would have known? I mean, all the floss tubers who floss tube all the time would know, because they do it all the time. But look, how pretty. Now I'm loving it. Now I'm loving it. I think it was really just the fabric. Because it's monochromatic, I wanted the fabric to really pop and really show through. And I didn't want, not say that orange was like boring fabric, because it's not. It's going to be really cute on a fall pattern or something else. But I don't think it was just the right fit for this specific stitch along. So, or like, you know, start along or hashtag. So after doing some contemplation and some life thinking, and came up with this, and I'm loving it. Actually, I stitched this whole flower in like a day, so you know I'm loving it at this point. And I'm stitching this on Ada, which is 1/1, because there's no second thread, just Ada. And get a close up. Oh, there you guys. Can you guys see? Here we go. Okay, perfect. And it's in this little bag I made. Look at this cute little charm. It's like one of those balloon animals. And inside is, oh, you can't see. Oh, it's sparkly. See? Black. That's why I put in this bag. Black stamp for November. You need something black hanging out somewhere. And then I have more whips. I have, I think, 3 more. I did not do much on my witchy stitcher. I'm so far behind on that one, to the point where I'm like, do I even want to pick it back up? Of course I want to pick it back up. But right now I'm like, ugh, it's so far behind. Okay. Oh, I have 4 more whips. Okay. And then my neck, I worked so much on this one. This one I put in work. I put in work. So this is the one I was showing you guys where I did my own conversion. And it was linen. And yeah, it was, I am gonna get the cover photo for you guys, because I have been working on this one. I have enjoyed every stitch. Hold on. Crinkle. I didn't pull the cover photo out. Sorry. It was this one that I found from Hirschner's. Then it was, I was influenced by another floss tuber who was stitching it. And that's the pattern. And let me show you guys. Okay, so here's my conversion flosses. I need to show those two that I came up with based on, the pattern calls for Valdani, and I came up with an overdye conversion because I didn't have access to the Valdani, and I didn't feel like waiting online to order each one individually. So this is where I'm at. I'm gonna get my board for this one because this one's hard to see. I use this little whiteboard. It's small. Okay. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me try to get this board this way. Yeah. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I am literally loving every stitch. Let me try to scoot closer. There we go. So pretty. Oh, and this is a stitch on a 28 count linen by Fiber on a Whim, and I think it was called, hold on, I don't have a little sheety thingy anymore. I don't know what it was called. Oh, Cypress. I do remember it was called Cypress. And that's how far I got. Like, literally, I stitched this in a week. I stitched all of this in a week. And then I put it down and pick up other things. And I even started doing, hold on. I even started doing Smyrna crosses. I thought they were called Smyrna crosses. Yeah, Smyrna crosses. There we go. And on linen, who am I? And backstitch, says William Shakespeare. Like, and it's good. My backstitch is good. I'm so proud. So proud of myself. I haven't put this, I put this one down. I literally had to force myself to put this one down. Like, force myself. I was like, put it down, girl. Put it down. Stitching something else. You're gonna look. And I'm like, but I want to, I think I'm, nope, I'm stitching another one tonight. But I was literally thinking about, what am I gonna stitch on? I've been like trying to grab it. I've been gravitating towards the same patterns over and over and over again the last like 2 weeks. So I really had to like force myself to try to work on other things. I really just wanted to stitch on this at first. And that was like literally all I wanted to stitch on. All right, and my next whip, I finally brought in my Barbarana that I've been, so I started this last year in November, and I'm still working on it this year in November. So it's been a year. I think I started it actually on the 18th, so it just hit its 1 year anniversary on Thursday, and I'm still not done. But for some reason, I love this pattern, but for some reason, I get so burnt out when I stitch this. I can only stitch this pattern for about 2 days before I'm like it's like I'm dragging, and I don't know why, because I love Barbarana. You guys all know I love Barbarana, and I love everything she does, and this pattern is no different. But something about this pattern, maybe because I've been working on it for a year, that I just like, it's dragging. So I really have to force myself to like stitch on this. And last time I showed this is actually in July was the last time I showed, like, posted a picture of this. And in July I had this box halfway done. Sorry it's wrinkly. I didn't have time to iron, and I usually don't iron, but this one's really wrinkly. It's been in a hoop for like a year, so I'm really sorry. And then since July, I didn't pick it up in July, I didn't pick it up in August, I didn't pick it up in September, but I picked it up again in October and started working on it at during my lunch break at work. And I got this box done, and I'm halfway on that box. I just have to do the little people on that one, and then I just have 3 more boxes to go and the border, and I'll be done. So my goal is to have this done before Christmas, because I want to have it at least displayed for a week or 2 before the holidays. So I'm going to force myself to stitch on this. And I know it sounds crazy because like it's just a hobby, but it's so close to being done. And I'm like, it's already been a year. I do not want this to be languishing, I don't know, holding on for another year. And it's my oldest whip currently. So it is my oldest whip. It's got to go. It's got to get stitched. It's got to get hung on the wall for Christmas next year, because it's time. It's so pretty though. Look at those colors. This stupid light. Hold on. There we go. Look at those colors. Oh, so pretty. And even my white stitching is not bad, and I'm not a good white stitcher, so I'm doing a good job. But I'm also tired of stitching on it. So you guys give me some praise. Like, keep me on, root me on, because it's hard. This one's actually really hard for me to stitch, and I don't know why, because I love Barbarana, and I usually stitch up Barbarana stuff really quick, because I really do like her stuff. So I'm struggling. Oh, let me put these away before I forget. And then I have 2 more whips, and then we'll go into haul and plans. Oh crud. Let me not lose that, because I will lose it, and then we'll be a hot mess. Okay. So the next is my stitching book club style that I've been working on since the spring. It is Little Women. I think in my with Brady, I was talking about not finishing this, but I'm like, we're not a quitter, Alexis. We're not a quitter. So I'm gonna finish it. So I didn't do much. I only put like a lunch break stitching into this. It's only been, it was literally an hour and a half, right? I mean, I stitched a little past lunch. So what I got done was I put all the windows in, and I outlined this window, and I finished stitching in the roof. Yeah, so all this like lighter gray is what I got done. And yeah, I like it. It's still pretty. It's still gorgeous. And then I realized one of my threads is coming loose, so I need to fix that. But it's so pretty. It's going to be really pretty when it's done. And let me show you the cover photo, so just in case nobody knows what I'm talking about. Here's a cover photo for it when it's going to be done. Complete. So I got like, I'm up in here in this like window corner here. That's where I'm at. I got lots more to do. So I think I'm going to make this my lunchtime project for the next week or so, because I actually don't mind stitching on this one. This is a 28 count, just like cream Lugana, 2/2, call for DMC. So it stitches it's really nice and soft, so it stitches really nice. And I'm hoping to have it done. I don't think this will be done by the end of the year. So I think what I'm planning for end of the year finishes are going to be that floral one, the one that I'm stitching conversion. I want to get the Barbara Anna done. I want to get a couple more small pillow finishes done. And I want to get my Dark Queen completely beaded and backstitched before the end of the year. And then that will put me at roughly 15 finishes for the year. Small and big. Some big, some small. So that's something I'm thinking about as I'm picking up these last projects at the end. Like, what can I actually finish? What can I finish before the end of 2021? And that's what I'm working on mentally. Okay, so my next project is hashtag Lisa Frank Sal, hashtag Mary Morgan's No Judgment Sal. And I have been working on this. It's a Sal that we are doing, me, Julie, Kansas City Girl, the Colorado World, and Noah Stitches. And I think there's one other, I think her name is Maggie, but I don't know her full Instagram name. I'll tag her below too. And she's been really, and there's one other person, I think Pinky something, who have been really like big on this Sal with us. And they've been stitching right along. They're way further than I would ever, like, I am so far behind. Like, even Julie has the whole flower. Like, I think Noah has like literally all this stitch, and Julie just finished this flower, and I'm like, that's it. So this is Mary Morgan by Fox and Rabbit Designs. Ow, knocking that paper good. Okay, so I'm stitching this on a 20 count Ada, and I can't remember the exact name of this one. I think it's like Sky Blue or something like that, and it's by My Vintage Needle Arts on Etsy. Sorry, brain fart. And this is what I've gotten done. So I put in, since the last time I showed you guys this, was all these little purple little lights. I was like halfway down with the vine, so I got the vine all the way down, and then I started putting in the purple little yellow lights. My wife calls this my gaudy project, and she's not lying. It's going to be the most gaudiest thing on this blue fabric, but I'm so here for it. I am just like, glitter gaudy, like I don't care what people think about color, like it's fine. If I like it, then that's all that matters. But yeah, it's really pretty. These colors are popping on this blue, and I like it. And I like how gaudy it's gonna be. It's gonna match the bag that it goes in, just extra. So that's how far I've gotten on that. I need to pick that back up, so maybe I'll stitch on that tomorrow and finish stitching on Little Birds tonight. Try to be responsible. It's hard though. It's hard. Oh, that was my last whip. Huh. Boom. All right. So that was all the whips I had this for the last 2 weeks. I'm hoping to do a little switcheroo for the change up for the next round of whips. Trying to like rotate through my whips, right? Like not just keep working on the same like 5 things or 10 things. I want to try to get some work done on all 27. So hopefully I'll have a new rotation in my next 2 weeks. But if not, sorry. Boring whips. Okay, and then let's go into haul, because I do have a decent amount of haul. All right, so first show you this. I bought this fabric for my wife. I'm going to make her a project bag out of it. I'm going to make her one of these little word bowls, because she knows she stitches. And I saw this at Walmart. Yeah. And then she's really into video games. She plays PS4. And she used to play Xbox, but I don't think she plays Xbox anymore. And she's been begging me for like a Nintendo Switch for her birthday or Christmas or something like that. So I thought this would be, when I saw this, I was like, perfect for Kia. So that's going for Kia. Then I bought some other little fabrics to make more of these little fabric bowls that I thought was really cute. And then, I actually don't have that much haul. Okay, so I was watching another Flosstuber, and her name is Schoolhouse Stitcher. Sorry, I don't want to show you guys the back because the patterns are on. But she had stitched this Fragments in Time series, like all together with the free border. And I was like, oh, I like that. So I went online and ordered all 8 of the 2014 Fragments in Time series. And I also ordered all of the overdyed flosses that disappeared somewhere. Oh, they really just disappeared. I literally just had them. Oh wait, nope. Okay, well, there's that. There's a floss thief amongst us here. Did I drop them on the floor? Oh my goodness gracious. They must have got swept up somewhere. I'll have to find those. Okay, because they were really just right. They're right here. Okay, well, we'll find them later. So, oh, let me not show you guys that. So I ordered the Fragments in Time. Here's number 1. And it only calls for 5 colors of gas floss, which I was able to find all of them. It calls for cinnamon, Grecian gold, is it endive, chamomile, and wood trail. So I ordered all 5 of those. And that's 1. That's number, is that number 2? Yeah, number 2. And 3. I really like that one's really pretty. And 4. And number 5. And 6. Number 7. And number 8's my favorite, actually. Like, I like all of them, but number 8's my fave. I like the little red cat. He's cute. Right up there in the corner. And I like these flowers. So, I plan to stitch all of these, 8 of them, together with the free border. If you go on, is it Summer House Stitchworks website? They have the free border for you to download and print. And I did download and print the border, but I have no idea what I did with it. So I'm going to stitch that, and I'm going to use the call for flosses. And then, and I just thought, like, this was, like, great, because I had a little piece left over from the new start, like, because this required just, like, right over a fat quarter. So it wasn't a full fat quarter. It was, like, I mean, it was a full fat quarter, but it was right over, and it wasn't a full half. And I bought a full half of this, and there was enough left over, actually going to be a little bit more left over, to do the Fragments in Time section, because to do these on here. So I'm going to use the rest of this linen to do the Fragments in Time, because it only calls, you only need it for an extra like 3 inches or 2 inches. You only need it like 10 inches like wide, or let's see, yeah, 10 inches tall. What is this length? No, width. 10 inches wide, and then you only need it to be 16 inches in length, and this is definitely over 16 inches in length. So I'm going to use the rest of that fabric to go for that. And then I also picked, I'm actually really shocked that my floss disappeared, because they were just here. I must have put them in a bag. So let's just hope I can weed them out. And then let me go to my next set of haul. Okay. And so my next set of haul is actually all of these flosses. So I ordered all of these, the overdyed flosses, for my floral motif sampler that I'm going to stitch. And I actually have that ready to go and kitted up. I just needed the flosses. So I literally ordered all of the flosses. And it's a mixture of, I think it's all Gentle Arts. Yeah, I think it's all Gentle Arts. And 2 Weeks Dye Works. Well, actually it was only called for 1 Weeks Dye Works, but there was 2 gas colors I could not find, which was Dark Chocolate and Wheat Fields. So I went to the store and I did a conversion from those 2 colors from gas to other colors, and I found a limited edition one that matched the Wheat Fields from gas, and it's, you can read that, and that's what it looks like. And it looks just like, I compared the pictures together, and these look exactly the same almost. And then Dark Chocolate from gas, and I replaced that with Weeks Rust, and they are very similar. So, and I didn't want to wait, so I want to start this. This is one of the things I was saying I want to start, that I don't need to start, but I want to start. But I just love this color palette. It's so pretty. Like, oh, see that purple? Oh, see that red? There's a, look at that. Is that pomegranate? Yeah, pomegranate. I just love it. So I got that. Got all those. And then I picked up a couple patterns. So first pattern I picked up was, you all know, had to buy it. Had to buy it. There was no way I was not gonna buy this. Even if I never stitch it, which I'm totally gonna stitch this, I have to own this. It is the new Nora Corbett, and it's Pisces. There we go. Take the glare away. Oh my freaking goodness. Isn't she just like beautiful? Like, she's beautiful. And the funny thing about it is, my wife's a Pisces. She would never dress like this. But I said we can make some changes, honey, but I don't want to, right? So I might stitch this one for me, and then stitch her one that's a little less, like, you know, she wants something like, she likes the face. So I think I might just like stitch like here up for her, because she really likes this face and she really likes this part. But she's not sure she wants like all of this because she wants to put it over her desk. And I think she wants more of just like this section. So I told her I would stitch that for her. Or make changes to the clothes, make them darker or something. But for me, I'm stitching her just like this. I'm taking her to work and I'm going to hang her up at work. Even though I'm a Leo Virgo. And I don't think that I like the Leo or the Virgo. I can't remember if I did or not. I think I like the Leo. But I don't remember about the Virgo. But I would want like, maybe I could use the skin conversion, like the skin in this one for that one. That'd be great. So I don't have to do it myself. Yeah, so that's really pretty. Super excited. I might start that I'm not going to say that because I don't need to start anything else. Okay, and then the last 2 things I picked up were I was on Etsy. Of course, I'll be on Etsy all day because I like to shop. And I saw this really pretty Hope sampler by Stitches Through the Years. I've been really enjoying Stitches Through the Years patterns. And this one's a lot more complicated than I thought originally. But it's super cute. And it says, hope is the thing where feathers that perch in the soul and sing the tune without the words and never stops at all. And that just says hope. And it says Emily Dickinson, 1861. But this one I did not know. Like, it has beads. You need beads for it. You need, it has 3/4 stitch. It has half stitches. Yeah. One over one. So I have to stitch this on an even weave or a linen. Yeah, and it calls for a combination of gentle arcs, weeks, and classic color works. Yeah, but I thought it was really pretty. So I don't know when I'm gonna start this or when, but I think it's really gorgeous. I'm not super, I don't know. I guess I'm like, when people like use word like hope or faith or like peace, like people like really gravitate towards those words. I don't necessarily have a word that I gravitate towards, but I just thought this was really pretty. Lately, I've been really feeling like pinky, purpley floral colors. And this will show ring true because it's really just been pulling my name. So I bought that because I like more of the colors and less of what it said. But what it said didn't bother me. So I'm like, it's fine. And then this one was really cute too. The Right Way sampler by Stitches Through the Years. Let's see. And it's so, like I said, it's not about so much about the saying. It's about the sampler. I think it's so pretty. Let me see if I can get it in there without. Yeah. There we go. It's so pretty. Like, it's really pretty. So I'm going to stitch that one. And this one, I don't think it has any special stitches in this one. Or beads. Because I'm like, can you do that again? No, this one does not. It's all crosses. And it has a combination of weeks, gas, and classic color works. Let me see. 3, 6, only 8 colors. Actually not bad. Only 8 colors. Yeah. I should have a lot of these too. So yeah, that's my other haul. I love it. It's super pretty. So that's that. So that's all the haul I had. Look at me, chilling out, being calm, not spending all of my dollars. I mean, just most of them. And then I did get a piece of Stitchy Kindness that I want to show you guys. And then after that, I'll let you guys go. And we'll reiterate some giveaway stuff and all that great stuff. Okay, so the last thing I got was from Diana. I think it is Kismet Stitches on Instagram. It is Kismet Stitches on Instagram. And she's also on Flosstube. And she had posted a random act of kindness giveaway on her Instagram. And I commented it and I won. And she sent that to me. Isn't that so sweet? And she sent me a really nice little card. And I'm going to stitch this. And this is really cute. So I looked at the back side and it's 200 wide by 82 high. And it only calls for 2 colors. Ginger Snap by Gas and Onyx. Or you can use DMC 3826 and then you can use Onyx. You could use 310 or 37.99. But I think I'm going to try to use like some overdyes when I do stitch this. How cool is that? It's got some really cool like stitching in it. I'm excited to stitch this for next year. This would be cool. This would be cool to hang up in my decorations. Okay, so for plans, I don't have much plans. My plans are just to keep working on the whips that I've currently been working on. And then I do want to get a few more small holiday pillows up and going for the holidays. So I actually, let me show you guys really quick. I just was on a friend of mine's on Instagram. They had posted, let me go to their page. I'm not sure what their pronouns are, so I don't want to incorrectly. So we're going to say it there. Let me go to their page. Saved. Okay. I saved it because I'm like, oh, this is cool. So, or did I screenshot it? Oh, I think I just screenshotted it. All right. I don't remember who it was specifically, but they had shown a freebie from Pigeon Coop Designs, and I just screenshotted it. It's a little bright. Let me turn the brightness down. Okay, there. I'm gonna stitch that up for one of my Christmas pillows, and I pulled the DMC for it, and then a little piece of light blue 28 count even weave. And then I also want to get stitched up this pattern by Puntini called Sweet Holiday. I pulled all the DMC for that one. I went to Michael's because I didn't have any 780, and Michael's was sold out of 780, so I went to their anchor section and pulled the anchor equivalent. And I'm gonna stitch that in some linen, and it comes with a little button. So my plan is to get these two stitched up and made into pillows. And then I have a finish from last year that I did with Stitching Book Club. That's technically a Christmas pattern that I'm gonna get finished and made into something too. Yeah, I think that's it. Other than that, I think that's all I'm gonna do. Looking around, looking for stuff. I don't see anything else. Nope, that's it. That's all your girl got. Let's just reiterate the giveaway stuff. Let me show you guys one more time. So I'm gonna give away this adorable little pattern on my channel today, and all I need you guys to do is put the word kindness in a sentence down below in the comments. Be 18. It's international shipping anywhere in the country. If you're in one of the countries that aren't being shipped to right now, if you still want to enter, I'll hold on to this and I will send it to you as soon as shipping is available. And I'm also going to be sending the 3 over-dyed flosses that I picked. So it's not what's called for, but I wrote on there with a little piece of pencil, like, you know, it's the 4 colors, so it's not hard to figure that out. But that. And then I'm also going to send a cut of this 18 count Ada by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers that work really good with it. So you guys let me know if you're interested. Comment below, and I will pull the I will pull the winner on my next video and ship that out. All right. So I think that's it. I think I'm going to go and put on my fuzzy slippers, pull up my cross stitch, finish my glass of wine, hang out with the wife. I think we're gonna order pizza tonight because it's only 7:48, so I gotta get to pizza. Yeah, but if you guys want to get a hold of me, you know how to do that. Either leave the comments below, via my Instagram DM, or you can email me, which I'll put in the drop box below. And then I'll also put anybody I've mentioned in this video below. I haven't really mentioned many people, so I feel like I'm a terrible floss tuber. I feel like I never mention like all the people who mention me, but there's a lot of floss tubers I follow and a lot of people I talk to on a regular basis. And as I mention them, I definitely will tag them. But there's a lot of them. So if you ever need like some floss tuber suggestions, like just slide in my DMs because I'll give you I will send you accounts, because there are I probably watch on a regular basis probably 10 or 15 people. Let me see. I watch Michelle Bendy a lot. I watch like literally Saturday comes out. I'm watching it like eyeballs on Michelle. I watch Julie, Kansas City Girl in Colorado World. I watch Matt, NBC Stitcher. I watch Lolly Stitches. I watch the Sunshine Stitchers. I watch Stitches by Shelby. Hello from Liz Matthew. Elizabeth Ankin Stitch. Who else I watch on a regular basis? Oh, Sarah Memphis E. I watch her on a regular basis. I watch the Penguin Stitcher on a regular basis. Like, I watch a lot of people. Yeah, I watch a lot of people. Oh, and then Rogue Mama Stitcher, I just found her, and I just found her, but she's like a newer floss tuber, and I love her. She's so sweet. Oh, and then is it the Hugo Stitcher? When she makes a video, I love watching her. Her voice is so calming. Yeah, I have probably a bunch of other people that I watch, but those all the ones that just like flooded into my brain right away. But I watch a lot of floss tubers. So shout out to all the floss tubers who have come before me and who've been killing it in the game and literally just making great content, because without you, I would be not a stitcher, because I learned 99% of the stuff from watching Flosstube and like reaching out to those floss tubers and asking. Oh, Honeybee Stitcher, her accent, Evelyn Across Pond, adorbs. Like those people, like literally without watching those people, I wouldn't have learned as much as I learned. So don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to make friends. I'm always available if you guys want something. Oh, Jacob, how could I forget Jacob? I watch him like religiously. So yeah, like I said, just keep watching people, keep learning things, and yeah. Oh, Misfit Stitches. You guys, I could go on. See, let me just get off here before I literally name every person on Flosstube, because I will. But yeah, get a hold of me if you guys need anything. I'll be back in 2 weeks for another video. Hopefully it won't be like midnight when you guys see this. but it probably will be, or tomorrow, or Sunday. So enjoy your weekend. Keep stitching. Keep being good humans. I heart all of you. I heart all of you. And sign up for my giveaway because it's my very first one, and I want to make it like fun. Because if I do this really well, oh my god, I'm so excited for the future. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Okay, bye. Bye. Bye.